podcast. But when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with a special episode of Who You Got. Father-son dynamic duo, Derrick and Diego, is episode 57, where we are about to kick off, as all of you are, the NFL season. Oh, man, it is that time, about to kick off. Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs. As you know, we pick all the games every single week. But this is a special show because today, the live show, which we don't go live too often, but we're going live right before kickoff because we are going to make our predictions for all the divisions, wild card, and who's going to win the Super Bowl. So we'll be here no more than about 30 minutes just giving our picks. You ready, man?
I'm ready. Let's go do it. I'll tell you these right picks. Who's gonna win?
Right picks. All right. Well, we're gonna get into it, man. Of going live, so hopefully our stream stays strong here. I know we had a few little issues a few minutes ago, so if we drop, just hang in there. We should be right back, but hopefully it can hold here steady for the next 30 minutes or so. All right, my man. Well, hey, just before we dive in, we've got the big game tonight, man. We're kicking off the season. For those that may not have seen our official picks with Desmond Clark, former tight end of the Chicago Bears, who you got tonight, man?
Well, you know I got the Chiefs tonight. I mean, this is really a gimme. It wasn't as of a gimme as when I picked it last week, because a few of the key players, Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, are out tonight. So that is a big deal. But I believe in Patrick Mahomes and who they got there and that home field advantage. So I still riding with the Chiefs.
Still riding with the Chiefs. All right. Well, hey, if you've seen the show, if you haven't, you can check it out. I went out on a limb and I picked the Detroit Lions for tonight. I did that before all this. I did that before the Travis Kelce injury. I did that, before when it looked like that they were going to have
before they're about to lose.
No. So I was early on that. So even with all that, they were still going to lose. So they definitely going to take a beat down tonight in Kansas City. They better enjoy that barbecue. They better enjoy the banner. They better enjoy the whole ceremony, because that's all they're going to get tonight. Because, the Lions, Detroit's going to be in the house tonight, and they're going to shock everybody and get that win tonight, man.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We're going to see. All right, we'll see. Because then I can go up on you and Dez and talk a bunch of junk, because then it won't be any more games until Sunday. So that'll be huge. We get this win. All right.
Yeah, well, we got college football and we got my game, and all that stuff.
Right. Cool. Well, let's get into it, man. Again, coming at you live. This is fun and exciting. We are going to go ahead and give you our divisional picks, our wild card picks. We're going to tell you who's going to make the Super Bowl. We're even going to tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl. So run out to Vegas after you get this information. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. Let's start. So we're going to start NFC, then we'll go AFC. So let's start NFC. All right. We'll go North, South, East, and West. So we'll hit the NFC North first, go on down, and then I want you to give your wild card. You'll give yours, I'll give mine. We'll kind of go back and forth. All right? Cool.
Okay.
So,
all right,
let's kick it off. NFC North. Who's going to win the NFC North this year, man?
All right, well, NFC North, I got these Detroit Lions that are playing tonight. I believe in what they're doing. I think Jared Goff is going to be a top 10 quarterback this year statistically. He actually was last year. Those people were sleeping on him. He had no interceptions second half of the year. He had, I believe, below 10 the whole year. Had like 20-something touchdowns, over 4,000 yards. And he's got that number one receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson on defense, the first-round draft pick from a few years ago. They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, who's going to be running the backfield along with David Montgomery. And, I just really like what they're doing. I think they're on the come up. And, I think they're going to win the division this year.
Man, all right. Okay. But you think they're going to win the division, but you don't have them tonight.
The Chiefs, well, they just won the Super Bowl. So that's a different level.
That's a whole other level.
There's levels.
All right, levels to it. Okay, all right. We will take that. We'll take that. Well, I am with you. And of course, I mean, come on, man. If I'm going to pick them to win tonight, then I better have them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you got that Packers hoodie on.
For the division. So, yes, I have them to win. So, yes. Yo, what's up, 2Z? Yo, back at you. I believe that's Henry. So, shout out to you, man. But, man, I got the Detroit Lions. Think they are going to definitely do it. So, they're going to take care of business tonight and shock everybody. Now, it's going to be close, though, because I think the Packers are going to be better than what people think. The Bears, who knows? I think DJ Moore is going to be a big addition to the Bears. He's going to help a lot. So they'll be better than they were last year. So, and then Minnesota, Minnesota's going to be tough. You've got Justin Jefferson, getting Kirk Cousins, who you said is a top half quarterback. So, we're gonna see. All right. So I got this. So we both have the Detroit Lions. All right. So now let's go to the NFC South. All right. So NFC South, who you got for NFC South?
All right, well, I gotta have the Carolina Panthers from the NFC South. Bryce Young. I am sure that I think that this is the start for Bryce Young, because I think this year is going to be a top 20 quarterback. And then he's going to inch into, greats, and then all that's going to be a whole conversation. But this is the start. It's going to be top 20, which is good enough for us to win the division, because I don't think the other top 20 quarterback in this division is Derek Carr, but I think the Panthers have a better roster than the Saints. So that's just me. The defense is top 10. We got Brian Burns running the DN. We got some good young corners, linebackers. We picked up a few other players in free agency. We got Hayden Hurst, the tight end from the Bengals, who was Joe Burrow's security blanket and played really well in the playoffs. So we got him, Miles Sanders, Chuba running the backfield, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, and our second-round receiver Jonathan Mingo running the receiving core. We got some older guys running around with the young guys, so I think it's going to be a good balance. And I think it's a really balanced roster, so I think the Panthers have what it takes to at least win the division.
All right. Well, I love the Panthers. So one of my favorite teams. We're coming at you from North Carolina. So definitely big Panther fans. I can't be a homer this year, though. I was a little more of a homer last year. I can't be a homer. This year. And man, I would love to go with the Saints for our guy Henry. But Derek Carr, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I quite believe fully in Derek Carr. So I am going with the Atlanta Falcons to come out of the NFC South this year. Their running game should be strong. They had some good performances last year. I like the way that they look, especially at home. And I think they have a lot to build on and will be able to have a good year this year. So the Panthers and the Falcons match up week 1 in Atlanta. That's going to be a good one. That right there may, end up deciding who gets it. But I'm going to go with the Falcons this year, man. I can't be a homer and go with the Panthers.
Okay. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback?
That's a good one. It's not Mariota. He's not there anymore. It's not
No, he's not. Mariota's not there.
That's a good one, dude.
He ran himself out of town.
You know what? That's hilarious. You got me because I actually cannot tell you who the
and name a receiver on the roster.
I can't tell you.
Name a defensive player on the roster. Where I'm going here.
Hey, you know what? I'm just going by how they were building last year. And again, they've got that running back who everybody's taking like way too high in fantasy football. So the running game's going to be strong.
Miles Sanders is proven.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta go Falcons. Yeah, Henry. I know, man. Yeah, I'm going Falcons, dude. I'm going Falcons. Yeah. And again, Henry says Panthers are good.
We go.
So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, let's move on to the NFC East. Oh man, let's see who we got there. Go ahead and give us your prediction for the NFC East this year.
All right. Well, no shocker. I got the Eagles winning this division. It's going to be a tough one. I think them and the Cowboys are going to be battling back and forth. And those two games that they play will really be deciding who wins the division. But I think the Eagles are going to edge them out. I believe in Jalen Hurts. He's a dog. He's going to keep working, and he's going to improve. He's going to improve from he's going to keep on improving. You got that stack receiving core with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, two receivers, Dallas Goedert, tight end, who's really good, top 5. And you got that top offensive line, which is in the league, which is going to complement the running backs. And DeAndre Swift, he's really talented, but he's been injured. And Detroit in the past hadn't had a good offensive line, so I think the Eagles' offensive line is really going to help, along with Rashad Penny. And that defense, of course, was number 1 in sacks last year. So I think they're going to be back and win the division again.
Okay. Yeah. I think you might be a little bit of a prisoner of the moment with the Eagles. You know, you saw them.
They're going to win the Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl. I think
there's going to be winning the division.
There's going to be a little bit of that is true, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a hangover there. So again, the Eagles think they'll make the playoffs, but I am going to disagree with you once again on this one. The NFC East, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. The Dallas Cowboys, I think they are going to be healthy this year, and that's really going to be the difference. The Eagles, I don't know how healthy they're going to be this year. I think a lot of they were very healthy last year, and that's going to be a recurring theme with a lot of my predictions here, just based on who was healthy before and who's not, and seeing a lot of that flip because it's a war of attrition when it comes to the National Football League. But I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys to go ahead and take this division. All right. So you got a comment on that?
Yeah, well, Dak hasn't been the healthiest one over the last couple of years, and now he's 30. So
yeah, he hasn't been, but I think he's going to stay healthy. I think he's due, and he's due to have a healthy season, and that's going to be one of the differences, in my opinion, this year. I think he's due to have a fully healthy season. He has a lot on the line too. Hasn't gotten a new deal, contract year. You know how it happens with contract years, so. Guys mysteriously stay healthy on those contract years and ball out. So I'm expecting a big year from Dak, actually. I'm not the highest on Dak, but I feel that this will be one of his better years. So I think this will be a good year for him. All right. And we got a comment, Henry here. So see the Giants. Yeah. Well, no. The Giants can be sneaky. Again, the Giants made the playoffs last year, but I don't know. I think they take a step back. Henry, they won a lot of close games last year. They had a lot of close games. So we're going to say, again, they could be sneaky, but I think the Giants take a little bit of step back. But I think the Cowboys, you said, are going to be in the mix. All right. Well, let's move on to the last division in the NFC. Let's go to the NFC West. Who you got there? I think we might agree on this one.
Okay, well, I got the 49ers winning this division because the defense is stacked. They were one of the tops in the defense, one of the top defenses in the league last year. They locked up Nick Bosa, which was big, and he's gonna ball out for them again. Of course, they got the receivers, Debo Samuel, who can run, catch, do everything. Brandon Ayuk, who gets 1,000 yards about every year now, and with George Kittle, who's a top 3 tight end in the NFL, and you got McCaffrey in the backfield with one of the best game managers in the league in Brock Purdy. He's not going to turn the ball over, and he's going to have his fair share of touchdowns. So I believe in the Niners, and I believe in them to win the division.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, good take there. I mean, the Niners have definitely been the toast of the West for a while. By the way, for anybody else that's on here on YouTube, checking us out live, if you want to post comments, you have to be signed in. So you got to be signed in. So if you're not, you might want to pop out, sign in, and then you'll be able to leave comments there. So just a tip for anyone that is trying to do that. So the Seattle Seahawks, you can't sleep on the Seahawks this year for sure. I think they're going to be a tough out. They're stacked at receiver. They always have a good running game, solid defense. They're going to be tough. I thought about the Arizona Cardinals,
Yeah.
Nah,
but, sneaky.
It's sneaky, the sneaky Arizona Cardinals. But nah, man, I'm with you, man. I've got to go with the San Francisco 49ers as well. Again, if I went with another one, it would be the Seahawks, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Niners. Like Brock Purdy, if he can stay healthy, if that shoulder can stay right all season, I think they take care of business. And sign Bosa, and I think they're ready to come in and should certainly probably be the favorite to get to the Super Bowl. I'm sure they're going to be on a lot of people's lists there. All right. So to recap who we have for our divisional winners for the NFC, at least, you, my friend, have the Lions. You have the Detroit Lions winning the North, Panthers winning the South, Eagles winning the East, 49ers winning the West. Okay. That's what you have. All right. Then let's see. I have, just to show here, sorry, clicking through this live. Here we go. Let me show my. I lost my spot. All right, here we go. I've got the Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons winning the South. Got the Cowboys winning the East, and the Niners winning the West. So we both agree on the Lions and 49ers. We have that. South and the East is where we disagree. So we agree on 2, disagree on 2. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our wild card, and then we'll go to the AFC. So for the wild card, who you got?
All right, so number one wild card spot, I got the Cowboys. For the reasons you mentioned, their Dak, I believe he's gonna have a pretty good season on contract year. He's got Trey Lance and Cooper Rush on his heels a little bit. But and the receiving cores were going to be really nice this year with CeeDee Lamb, the addition of Brandon Cooks, big plays, and a healthy Michael Gallup. Do not sleep on him because last year he wasn't healthy. But when he's been healthy, he's been really productive. So that 3-headed monster is going to be really good. And Tony Pollard in the backfield. The defense is stacked with 2 number 1 corners and Diggs and Gilmore. And, of course, you got Micah Parsons in the middle. So I really believe in them. They're going to have a really good year this year. And number 2 seed, I got the Seattle Seahawks. I believe in Geno. I had him on my top 10 fantasy football QBs list. And I believe, and I really said that because of the receiving core they have with DK Metcalf out wide, just, big and strong, running past people, and Tyler Lockett, who's going to be consistent every game with his stuff. And then you got the Ohio State receiver they drafted in the first round, named Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's going to be really nice and put up some big numbers in college. So and the defense and run game is always going to be really nice under Pete Carroll. So I think they're going to be really, really good and solid team. And the last team I got is the Vikings. Kirk Cousins going to take a step back this year. He's getting he's getting a little older, and that O-line is not getting any better. So we saw from the Netflix series, and the Dalvin Cook's out the building, so Alexander Madison's going to be the guy. I don't know if he's the guy yet, and Justin Jefferson's still there and they drafted a first-round receiver, Jordan Addison from USC, and TJ Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends in the league. So their offense, they still have some firepower, and I think that's enough to get in the playoffs. But I think everything else is and they're really good at winning close games. They did that last year. But everything else is a little shaky, which is why I don't have them as high as they were last year.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think we have a lot of the same people. So again, I had the Cowboys in the playoffs already. You have them as a wild card. You've got the Seahawks. I think you have to definitely have them in. And then the Vikings are your third team. So I will go ahead and give mine. So my wild card, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, because again, I had the Cowboys winning the East. So I have the Philadelphia Eagles as my wild card number one. Wild card number two, I have the Seattle Seahawks. They may even win that division. So both of those, the Eagles, more than capable of winning their division. Seahawks are definitely capable of winning their division, but I have both of those as the first two wild cards. And then my third wild card, I do have them from the North, but it's not the Vikings. I have the Green Bay Packers as my third wild card. So Green Bay Packers, that's who I have on there.
That. That's just the only thing about them is they're young receivers, and I don't quite know. It's quite sold on them yet. And then Jordan Love, I haven't seen him, so that's kind of the thing. But their roster is pretty good, though.
Roster's good. Defense is solid. Got Aaron Jones, got the running game, great offensive line, young stud receivers, and we'll see what Jordan Love is going to do. So hopefully he can be strong, and then they'll be able to move fully into this new era. All right. So, hey, that is our NFC. Again, we're both going to tell you who we think is going to come out of the NFC in just a moment. But next, let's dive into the AFC and give our divisional and wild card picks. All right. So let's go north, south, east, and west once again. Why don't you kick us off, my man? Who is coming out of the AFC North?
Out the North, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. That duo have been there since college. Got T. Higgins, who's some people say a 1B because he's a really, really good receiver. You got him and Jamar Chase. You got Joe Mixon in the backfield. So the offense is stacked. The defense has been good for them to win games. And I just think they just can't go anything but up. Jamar Chase is in a contract year, and Joe Burrow, he's just going to play hard regardless. and they're going to be hungry from losing to the Chiefs in that AFC Championship game. So I have the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I've been riding the Bengals train for a while. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl the year they went to the Super Bowl. I picked them to win the Super Bowl last year. That clearly didn't happen, but I think they were very close. I believe that the injuries that they had to the offensive line in the playoffs really is what did them in. They are totally stacked. I think they should be the betting favorite to make it. That's who I think the odds-on favorite should be as far as that. But I, ironically enough, do not have the Cincinnati Bengals winning the division. I don't even have them win the division. I have the Baltimore Ravens winning AFC North this year. I'm really high on the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson is going to be an MVP candidate. The run game will be strong. Defense, love that they've got receivers now, have a new offensive coordinator. I love what they have there, and definitely just a winning organization. What concerns me about the Bengals is that injury to Burrow, that non-contact injury that I'm concerned about. And I think that I hope it doesn't rear back up, but that makes me concerned as well. So I've got the Baltimore Ravens taking the AFC North. All right. This next one we may agree on. Let's go ahead and go into the AFC South. Who you got there?
I think it's no surprise. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence going into a contract year, so he already took a big leap from his second year, but I think he's gonna be one of the elite quarterbacks this year, looking for one of the biggest deals in the NFL history. We I think could be coming to him. And you got Travis Etienne in the backfield, who in his first healthy season, he ran for over 1,000 yards and was really effective. And you got Christian Kirk, who was dominating last year, #1 receiver. And then you got Calvin Ridley. Look for Calvin Ridley to have a big year because he hasn't played in about 2 years, and for last season healthy, he was like 1,300 yards, and a lot of he was true. Some executives call him the best receiver in the NFL when healthy. So I don't know about that, but if he can be that, then that's great. Evan Ingram tight end. The defense is going to be really good. And they got one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. Some people have them as actually having the best record in the NFL because their record is so easy. So
that's a huge advantage. That's definitely a huge advantage for sure. So no doubt about that. Yeah. And Henry agrees with you for sure. And shout out to Henry, man. You one of our day ones, man. Definitely appreciate all your love and support throughout the years with the Warriors and all that, man. You've been watching us from day one. So, yeah, man, shout out to you. All right. Well, I agree with you. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't see how you can really pick anybody else than the Jacksonville Jaguars for the AFC South. So we have a consensus. Don't have a whole lot to add on that one. But as we get to the East and West, ooh, man, this might be a little interesting with who we pick here. All right. So let's move on to the AFC East. Who do you have coming out of the AFC East?
This is a tough one because really those three teams, the Bills, Jets, and Dolphins, they're all have legit offenses, and they're just going to be gunning it out all season to figure out who's going to get it. But I'm a rider with the Bills. They've been consistent. With Josh Allen and Diggs, that connection is unbreakable. And I think what really held them back last year was that Von Miller injury on Thanksgiving. That was big, and they didn't have him for the Bengals game, and they would have got past some of the people they have to get to Joe Burrow. Not anymore because they got Orlando Brown Jr., that left tackle, who's going to boost that O-line. But if they have Von Miller who's healthy, then they can win it all. So I believe in them to win the division, at least.
Okay. So you have, let me show you. I don't even know if I showed it. There we go. So you've got the Buffalo Bills coming out of the AFC East. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be tough. I had Josh Allen rated as my #1 fantasy quarterback because I feel he's gonna have a big year. So that can't go wrong with that one. But I am gonna go a little bit of a different route. I actually you can't call me a prisoner of the moment. I am not influenced by what's on television whatsoever, but I am going to go with
I'm about sure this is prisoner of the moment. How they're making Aaron Rodgers look all amazing and Garrett Wilson in that defense, and like, oh, look at him. I think Hard Knocks changed your mind.
Hard Knocks did not change my mind. Any true smart NFL analyst would pick the Jets. I mean, come on, just look at the comment here from our day one Henry. You know what I'm saying? You know, intelligent minds like us, we, of course, are going to go with the Jets just based on the analytics, looking at the roster, looking at Garrett Wilson, looking at that defense. It's going to be stacked. You add Aaron Rodgers to the mix. Hey, I've got them Monday night. No, they're the underdog Monday night against the Bills. So that's going to be a good one. Hey, that one, again, we have a lot of these big divisional games through week one. And so, hey, that could end up deciding. But I've got the Jets coming out the gate and getting that one, where you and Dez, I think, have the Bills. So I should game it.
It's going to be too much drama and like that, and that chemistry. I don't know about that week one. Like, and against a good team like the Bills, I don't know.
But the thing we can agree on, man, are we excited to see it? Excited for football, man? It's time. It is here. They're going to be kicking off in about an hour. Yeah, man. Got to get the wings. We got to do the whole nine, man. Shout out to Zaxby's. go to Zaxby's, get your wings for sure, and be ready for football this weekend for sure, as we're about to kick off. All right. Well, we got one more division to pick, and then we're going to go into our wild card and tell you about the Super Bowl matchup. All right. So, AFC West. Who do you have coming out of the AFC West?
Well, at AFC West, I'm still going to rock with the Chiefs. It's been a kind of bumpy, interesting road. But Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks ever. He proved that. They got them receivers that they had. I wouldn't sleep on because Kadarius Toney is looking really good. How they got him from the Giants and what's up?
No, I was just laughing about the comment. That's Tony. Tony from Tony's Attack said, "Don't talk about the Patriots for the AFC East." Shout out to you, Tony. Thanks for watching. Nah, man, no mention of the Patriots for some reason. But again, Bill Belichick, you may steal a couple games, but nah, don't think the Patriots have a shot. But I didn't want to mess up your flow, man. I just didn't want to miss Tony's comment.
I believe in the receivers. Kadarius Toney, the Giants gave up on him. He played well in the playoffs and Super Bowl. They drafted a couple guys, got MVS. Travis Kelce's going to come back in another week or two. They might get Chris Jones back. Who knows? That defense is pretty legit. And Patrick Mahomes, of course. So I still believe in the Chiefs.
Still believe in the Chiefs. All right. Little man, they might get off to a bumpy start today. Chris Jones still hasn't agreed to terms, at least last I checked. I hadn't looked at ESPN the last few hours. So unless there's breaking news that just hit, I don't think he's back. Kelsey has that hyperextended knee. Don't think he's playing. Again, it might be game time decision. So we have to check the wire on what's going on there. But sticking with your Chiefs, that might be because I do see the fat head of Mahomes in the background. So don't know if there's any Homer Simpson going on with you.
My guy.
But, okay. We will take that. All right. Well, I have the LA Chargers as my pick for the AFC West. They are absolutely stacked. And with them, it just comes down to being healthy, which they are due to finally have a healthy season.
I want proof. I want proof. They've never, ever been healthy. Like, they just don't have healthy guys.
You know what's funny?
I don't know how stacked they are. I don't even know about that. I don't even know
what's funny. Are they the NFL version of the Clippers?
Probably yes.
Right.
They're the basement team. They're never healthy. There's always expectations. Like, Herbert. Oh, look at him. I don't know. It's just. Yeah,
man. I gotta go. And I've got Herbert. I got Herbert in multiple fantasy leagues this year, so he's my main fantasy quarterback. I'm high on the Chargers. I think the Chargers do it. I think they stay healthy this year. They're stacked on both sides of the ball, and they should get it done. So I've got to go with the Chargers to take the division. So let's do a quick recap on who we've got. So again, you, my friend, have Cincinnati Bengals, Jacksonville Jaguars, Bills, and Chiefs as your divisional winners. I have the Baltimore Ravens, Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Jets, and I have the LA Chargers as my divisional winners for the AFC. So who gets to the wild card? And then after that, we got to do just a quick question on the AFC is so loaded, somebody's not getting in, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to tell you because there's like 8 teams that you can make an argument for. So there's going to be one team on paper that looks great that's not getting in. Mm-hmm. So we want to know, and y'all can start putting in the comments now, who's not getting in out of those 8 stacked teams. Who's not getting in? Because only 7 can get in. But go ahead and give us your wild card picks, man.
All right, well, my first wild card is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. For the reasons you mentioned, the receivers they got, they finally got some receivers for Lamar. That new OC, he's going to be adding his new style in. It's going to be more pass run, more mixed, and let Lamar Jackson really do his thing. I think he's due for maybe for maybe a 5,000 yard combined season from passing and rushing. So and possible MVP candidate. So
possible, yeah.
Wouldn't sleep on Lamar. They got Mark Andrews tight end, that crazy defense and run game. And yeah, I totally believe in Ravens. That's who I'm riding with. And number 2, I got the Jets. Who you got winning the division. I'm not going to go that far. The AFC is so stacked. The one thing I will give them is that defense is legit on all 3 levels. They got dudes who are just going to stop teams from scoring. And the offense can be explosive too, because their running game is going to be great. It's going to be crazy with Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. Aaron Rodgers throwing them little quick darts to Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard. So I like them at that number 2 spot. And then the third team is the Miami Dolphins.
All right.
Because I just think they're going to be so explosive on offense. It's going to be hard to stop. Tua they picked up his 5th-year option, but didn't give him the full long contract guarantee. So I think he's going to be out to prove himself, and he's going to be wanting a deal. And Tyreek and Waddle on the outside, they're going to be speeding past everybody, and Mostert, that whole track team there, and the defense is getting better too with Jalen Ramsey and I'm forgetting the other corner's name, but they got 2 number 1 corners.
Yeah.
And they got Chubb, linebacker. So I like what they're doing. I'm going to have them 3rd seed.
The Dolphins are definitely going to be a track team. They're going to be so fun to watch. So as all these, the AFC, like I said, the AFC is just so loaded. So again, put in the comments, what team is not going to make the playoffs out of the AFC that is super good? So for you, so all those teams, okay, so you've got your wild card of the Ravens, Jets, and Dolphins. Your divisionals were the Bengals, Jaguars, Bills, Chiefs. Can't really argue with all that, but you know who you don't have? The Chargers, right? So you've got the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't have the Clippers on my list. No Chargers.
That's right. So you got the Chargers.
Sorry, man. And that playoff loss, I think it's just gonna linger. And I just don't like their decision making sometimes. And I just don't like it.
Okay. Well, yeah, then that was a tough loss. That was a tough collapse against the Jaguars. So that's a great point there. So my wild card teams are the Cincinnati Bengals. I got the Bengals as my number 1 wild card. I've got the Kansas City Chiefs as my number 2 wild card, and I have the Buffalo Bills as my 3. So those are my wild card teams. So I've got, again, the Ravens, Jaguars, Jets, and Chargers in, and then the Bengals, Chiefs, Bills. So the stacked team that I don't have making the playoffs are the freaking Miami Dolphins, which is insane.
That's crazy, but
again, no matter how you stack it, there's going to be out of the Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, somebody's not getting in. So that's going to be amazing to see who is not. So let us know who you think is not going to make the playoffs out of the AFC. That's one of these stacked teams. All right. Well, we're going to get on out of here in a minute, but before we got to give our conference champion picks and our Super Bowl. So let's end with a bang with that. All right. And then if you got any questions, go ahead and throw those in the comments too, and we'll answer those real quick before we hop off. But we know y'all want to get to the game, so all that's about to come on. So we'll get you to the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs game, but we'll get you warmed up for football here. All right. So, my man, who you got coming out of the NFC? Who's going to be the NFC conference champ this year?
At the NFC, I got the San Francisco 49ers coming out the NFC. I thought they would make it last year, but Brock Purdy injury, we'll never know. But he was looking good up until then. I think he's going to get the job done and at least make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay. All right. So you've got 49ers. Again, I picked them last year to get to the Super Bowl. So you are taking you're basically taking my pick from last year, which you do that a lot. You did that with fantasy. You do that with this. You kind of take my picks, but I understand that. I understand why you're doing that there. All right. Good. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, man. Dolphins. And it's crazy because they're so stacked. They're like a track team, but if I got to pick somebody's not getting in. So I'm with you. I've got the Dolphins as well. And they got a great match. They play the Chargers week 1. That's probably the game of the week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a track. It's gonna be a track meet game. I'm looking for like 40 to 37 or something like crazy score.
And it's
in LA.
That'll be in LA. So that's coast to coast. So yeah. But for the NFC, oh man, drum roll. I have the Dallas Cowboys
Okay.
the NFC this year to get to the Super Bowl.
You believe in the hype that much?
I hadn't picked Cowboys in ages, but again, I just think they're due. I think it's just
this
more
is the
that.
year.
Yeah, I think they're going to be healthy. I think they're more due. The Niners have just been, they've been, going at it for so long. I just don't see the Niners getting over the hump this year. The Eagles, there will be a little bit of a hangover, so I'm just gonna play the odds on health and contract years and roll the dice with the Cowboys. So the Cowboys are my pick to coming out of the NFC. So I've got the Cowboys coming out of the NFC. Diego, you have the 49ers coming out of, the NFC. I got the Cowboys coming out of the NFC. You have the 49ers coming out of the NFC. All right. So who do we have coming out of the AFC? Why don't you let us know that? Who you got?
Out of the AFC, I got the Bengals winning the conference. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. This is the year.
Okay. So you realize that's the exact matchup I picked last year. I had the Bengals and Niners. So you're pulling that. That would be funny if that happened the year that you pick it. So you could brag about that.
It's because you're early. You weren't on to it like this.
I was too early. Yeah.
Too early.
Sometimes you can be too early.
You bet on Trey Lance, and that's okay.
I did not bet on Trey Lance. Nah.
Was or was not the Trey Lance the starter when you picked them?
He was, but I did not pick the Niners last year to get there because of Trey Lance. I picked them because of the system. So that's why.
And they got McCaffrey and they got Brock Purdy. They just leveled. And this is McCaffrey's first full year. So maybe he'll be even better.
That is true. So, okay. So you've got the Bengals and Niners in the Super Bowl. I already said I've got the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. So who do I think the Cowboys are going to face? I have them facing these. So let's see. So you've got, again, 49ers, Bengals. I've got the Cowboys versus the Baltimore Ravens. That's who I've got as my Super Bowl matchup. That would be, all of these would be exciting. No matter any of these, there would definitely, ratings would just be through the roof. So that's what we got there. All right. So who you got winning the Super Bowl? Again, you pick the Bengals to play the 49ers. Who you got winning the Super Bowl this year, man?
I just think that when the 49ers and Brock Purdy face Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, I think that's going to be in because they have a stacked roster like the Niners, but Joe Burrow is just going to edge out Brock Purdy, and the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl. This is going to be the year.
Wow, this is going to be the year. Okay, all right. So you got the Cincinnati Bengals winning the Super Bowl. That is your pick. You're on record for them to win it. All right. And again, I have Dallas Cowboys playing the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. I believe the Super Bowl's in Vegas this year, right? I believe it's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be crazy. All right. Well, I have the Baltimore Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year. Lamar Jackson, OBJ, and crew. I've got the Ravens doing it. So shout out to Sherelle. I know she's a big Ravens fan and fan of the show. So I think the Ravens are gonna take care of business and do it this year. So hopefully I can get back and catch the Ravens this year, as I did last year. That was a really cool place to catch a game. All right. Woo, man. So, man, it's going to be exciting. It's almost time to kick off. Again, enjoy the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions. Hey, in the comments, tell us who's going to win tonight. Is it going to be the Detroit Lions or is it going to be the Kansas City Chiefs? Let us know who's going to win that. And also let us know, hey, who's going to play in the Super Bowl and who's going to win it. Let us know that as well. We love to know what your picks are there. All right. But so as we go into the season, while you put your comments in there, just closing remarks, we are going to be making all of our picks. So again, all of our week 1 picks are already on our channel. Check those out. Enjoy all those before Sunday. And then we're looking to get all of our weekly picks in by each Thursday. So each Thursday before game time, that's around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. is when we'll be releasing our weekly show. So Desmond Clark, his picks will be included in the mix. He'll send us some video clips of his picks, and we'll splice it all together. And that'll make our weekly Who You Got show for the NFL. All right. So we got one. Okay, Tony's got Lions winning tonight. All right, a lot of momentum with the Lions again. So that was my
too many people are picking the Lions.
I hope so, man. Oh, I would love to get a jump start on you and Dan, so I can just send some real fun text messages to him. That'll be great. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, man. Well, you ready for football?
I'm ready for football. Football. It'll be fun.
Well, hey, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the season. Check us out every week with our show, Who You Got. We can't wait to see you guys as we continue to grow the show. Thanks for all the love and support. Cowboys, Bills living in the 90s. Yeah. Oh, that would be good. That would be real good. That would be a trip. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're going to get on out of here, man. You got homework to do, and you got a game tomorrow where you're ready to start off Ravens, so good luck to you. All right. We're going to sign out on this note, so we'll see y'all next time. Pick 'em pros. Later.
Tavares Jordan.